Alrighty, so this will be a message, spirit guidance for Divine Feminine. We just finished doing a message for Divine Masculine. So I'm going to use the same two decks and we'll get a message for our guidance for Divine Feminine. So Divine Feminine, what guidance do you need from Spirit right now? Okay, I'm going to spread them out because the cards are very sticky. We'll do this time Divine Feminine. Okay, it's in somewhere in this pile. Divine Feminine. Okay, here it is. Ooh, you know what? I saw that card earlier when I was shuffling and I was intrigued because I haven't seen this one come out yet. It's She of the Lotus 43. Beautiful. So feminines, we will get She of the Lotus. Crystal, let's get turquoise. Feeling turquoise energies. Okay. She of the Lotus. Okay. Divine Feminine. This is your guidance. Okay, shadow work, addressing dissonance, seeing downfalls as a flip side of superpowers, loving yourself back to wholeness, the beautiful lotus that grows from murky waters, disempowering triggers, bringing light into your dark corners. Originally, the title for this oracle deck was going to be The Language of Light. It was not actualized in that incarnation as other layers of meaning needed to be honored. The fuller spectrum, as I was guided to bring through, also included the shadow. In hindsight, choosing to deepen the message of balance that the Lemurians were bringing forth through this work meant I had to experience my shadow. My shadow encounters brought light into nooks I didn't know I had. If there is a way to fast track your growth, it is by being real with the shadowy or unloved parts of ourselves. There was a time when the concepts of shadow work and self-love seemed relevant, but I was vague as to what they were really meant. I knew the next part of my journey was exploring them, but how that would happen was quite mystifying. The shadow and self-love are big topics to pack, and unraveling them took on quite an adventure. Okay. Unfortunately, I thought shadow work was about digging up as many issues as possible, and that being present with them meant wallowing in them. Without tools for expanded awareness, I found myself drowning deeper in the upset of it all and creating more of it in the process. My journey for clarity took me to Cambodia, where I met and mastered the art of perspective and indirectly finding growth points in a way that spoke to me being rather than my mind. That sparked a 3-month journey into the farthest reaches of myself. I realized I had a lot of unlearning and self-acceptance to do. The years of trying to be the best that I could be created constructs in my self-identity. Okay. When we discard any parts of ourselves, we are throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Often our greatest strengths are our greatest weaknesses and vice versa. When we reject or deny parts of ourselves, we end up feeling hollow, lost, and detached. When we take them out of the trash and work with them through compassion, gentleness, honesty, and non-judgment, we can shine a light on these shadows and see them for what they are. Incredibly, my perceived weaknesses vanished as I peeled the layers further and further back to explore the past experiences that accompanied them. Accepting the shadows enough to bring them into the daylight was usually all it took for them to dissipate. Their power dissolved and I could see them for what they were, or rather were not. Paradoxically, self-love is a catalyst for transformation. Alchemizing painful triggers is an opportunity for awareness that helps us reclaim more of ourselves. As the dense spaces begin to evaporate, we can be filled with more light, more love, and we create an upward healing spiral. I've come to learn that shadow work and self-love are practices to implement on a day-to-day basis. When we merge this awareness with moment-to-moment consciousness, densities didn't even get a chance to form. We can then live and love even bigger, and this is true freedom, self-empowerment, and where authentic love and light can radiate. A true light bringer shines light in all corners, just so shadows can be acknowledged and released. Take a look at any unconscious patterns that may be running you. Are there elements of yourself you need to take out of the trash, dust off, and reabsorb? Shadows can be painful or tender to the touch. Sensitivity in an area can be a trigger that shows us where we might want to spring clean some of our darker, forgotten, ignored, or hidden corners. Accepting our shadows is the first stage in restoring ourselves to wholeness and self-love. Peel back the layers where there is shame, guilt, or fear and bring them into the daylight. Under a loving and compassionate light, they will resolve and reassimilate so you can re-engage with your superpowers. Wow. Powerful message, Divine Feminine. Yes, I resonate with that. Beautiful. So, Divine Feminine guidance on... Here we go. Hiaka, Sorceress of Light. I love this. Okay, what Divine Masculine got? The Warrior. We have the Sorceress of Light, and I love that it's like she of the lotus, and this is the Sorceress of Light. Oop, excuse me. Sorceress of Light. Okay. No enemy shall defeat you. Ooh, this is similar to the masculines. Not by night, nor by day, not upon the earth, nor in the soul. You are divinely protected and empowered. You shall fulfill your destiny with joy in your heart and laughter in your belly. Play, be in nature, feel the freedom of happiness within you, even in this moment. These are your sacred powers, and with them you shall take every step upon your journey successfully, and nothing shall thwart your divine destiny. Ask for healing, mentoring, or assistance to support you now. This support will help you feel stronger and more empowered so as to deal with any challenge and be reassured that your spirit can handle it. There is spiritual protection for you now as you follow the guidance to explore conscious movement and creative self-expression. This can stir up old energy, releasing it from you and allowing vital presence to take hold within you. You are going through an initiation in which you will need to reassert your happiness and joy anytime it slips into the darkness of doubt, fear, or anxiety. Take time to dance, sing, drum, and affirm your aliveness with joy and courage. Become spiritually bolder in the face of anything that attempts to diminish you. Have faith in the power of the divine being, the supreme power. You are watched over by love. Hiaka, a goddess of Hawaii, watches over the sacred dancers of the hula in the arts of chant, sorcery, and medicine. Hers is the medicine of light, sound, and the ability to penetrate the darkness of lower level consciousness, which could overwhelm our sense of spirit, joy, heart, and inspiration with defeatism, despair, boredom, and even terror. This type of onslaught from darkness comes at certain times to those seeking to embody and enact the light on earth. One of these times may be when we are feeling strong and making progress, and we feel tested to sustain that higher level of being and awareness even through challenge. Another of these times may be when we feel weaker, more vulnerable, perhaps fatigued from a challenging time, and just not quite able to summon the quality of joy on our own. In all such moments upon the spirit warrior's path of light, Hiaka assists. Hiaka is said to dwell in a grove of lehua trees, which are sacred to her as a place where she spent her time dancing with the forest spirits. Her name translates as she who lifts darkness. Hai is from lifting of the hip, and Aka means shadow. Oh, shadow. There we go. As patroness of sacred dancers, she reminds us that with a simple movement of our hip, we can move into the dance and connect with joy. It is said that one of the first things that a shaman will ask of a person who is plagued by demons, or in our modern parlance, unable to summon the energy for the truthful fulfillment and sacred purpose in the world, is, when was the last time you danced? Dancing, whether literally moving your body to music or symbolically in whatever makes your being light up, is a way to invoke aliveness so that you can tap into the joy that counteracts darkness. Consider what makes you feel like your soul is dancing. Make time and space for it in your life as a practice for sustaining and strengthening your spirit. Part of Hiaka's divine purpose is burying the clouds, providing rain and thunder and lightning. Her wisdom reminds us that the movement in itself can be healing. When energy becomes stagnant, we can struggle. This doesn't mean we abstain from rest, because true rest allows energy to circulate through our being. This is why we emerge from rest feeling renewed and refreshed. Movement to circulate energy means flowing in relationship with our bodies, minds, and souls, trusting our inner rhythms. Most modern lifestyles make it difficult to live an honest relationship with the body and mind. It can be tricky to find them and place to authentically and spontaneously honor our natural needs for expression and flow, so we summon our wisdom and creativity to find a way. Hyaka says that we must be willing to move with the storm wisdom within us, or we shall be moved by the storm wisdom around us. We will be moved by those events which startle us from our routine. When we are falling asleep, rather than resting and living, give yourself permission to explore a more authentic relationship with yourself and trust that in the process, the changes that will happen will be healing. Here is a prayer of protection and affirmation. May light dance within my soul, lifting my mind from oppression and freeing my heart from restraint. May I honor my true nature and live my life with increasing honesty. May I attract endless divine love and the protection to live this gift of my life in perfect fulfillment on all levels. I am dignity. I am wild grace. I am unrestrained being. I move in authentic truth, dancing sacred joy upon this earth. You will know when you have truly spoken this prayer from the heart, because you'll feel lighter, brighter, happier, and safe. Beautiful. Oh, I love it. It's beautiful. Okay, so Divine Feminine, that is your spiritual guidance tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, thank you. Bye.